All right, what's good, AGDQ? How y'all doing? Woo! My name is Jaxler, and it is an honor and privilege to debut the Legacy of Kain series on the GDQ stage. This is Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1, the original version of the game. We'll talk about it. Doing all bosses as well. Before we get into it, hi, I'm Jaxler, and I have some friends with me as well if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm CorundumCore. You can also call me Ruby or Cece. I do not know anything about this game, so I am your designated audience surrogate.
There you go. Hi, I'm PT. I'm doing a little bit of a different intro because many of you actually don't know in a former life. As of today, I am the former community manager and lead for Crystal Dynamics on Tomb Raider and Legacy of Kain. So I know quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
I'm ACrispyTaco. I run the remaster version of this and have the world record in this category and any % unrestricted.
Yeah, so this is the OG version of the game. This is one of, like, I have fallen in love with this speed game so much. There's so much nonsense. This game is messed up. I'll just put it that way. But I won't hold you any longer. Time is gonna start when I select new game. So, hey, y'all, mind helping me? From 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, welcome everybody. We are going to be doing the all bosses run. So you can think, if you've never seen this game before, you can think of this as Dark Gothic Zelda game. All bosses is kind of like your all dungeons Zelda speedrun. So you had like these 4 vampire brothers who threw you into the gamer dimension because you were just too cool, too attractive, right?
Yeah, too hot.
Yeah.
Too hot, 5 me.
Exactly. And so we're really mad about that. Justified. So in a normal any % run, you can just scoot to the end of the game, but that's no fun. So we're gonna go do all the other bosses and all some really, really cool glitches as well. So we are playing on the original release of the game, meaning not the remaster. And that's really, really important because on the remaster, they have this cool thing called the triangle button that lets you skip cutscenes. But I don't have such a nice privilege. And so because of that, if we want to avoid any of, unfortunately, we have to get rid of the peak cinema because it's slow. But if you want to avoid it, we got to do some really, really crafty stuff. And normally the start of this run used to be, you know, just kind of warming up, kind of getting you used to the game systems. But then hubris hit me and I routed in another time stop setup. So that's cool. Yeah, speaking of, this game's busted. We're going to see a glitch right off the bat called time stop. Would you mind explaining what's going on, Chris?
Yeah, I got you. So time stop is basically, there are seams between loading zones. And if you place Razio like between them, his hitbox like goes back and forth between the loading zones, and then with the glyph menu open, it will glitch as his hitbox moves between them. And if you time it right, some people just spam it. In the remaster, we hit forward and just spam the glyph menu. But if you do it right, it freezes time completely, because with the glyph menu open, it's kind of like paused. So Raziel can move around with everything else frozen, including like cutscene triggers and like all the enemies, all kinds of stuff. That was really quick, actually.
Yeah, so that input is a frame-perfect trick, by the way, every time I get time stop. And that's going to allow us to delay that cutscene, causing the warp gate activation to happen at the same time, and saving about, I'd say 8 seconds ago, 8 seconds or so. 8 seconds ago, I saved 8 seconds or so. Save that 5 times fast, and I don't know. Anywho, so first thing you'll notice as well with the movement, I'm jumping around everywhere. Jumping around and being in the air at the start of the run is a lot faster than just walking around. There is like a weird like hyperspeed walk glitch that you can do, but it's like you let go of the run button on a certain frame during your walk cycle, and it sucks. It's task only, so nope, no thanks. Something you'll see in a second here, we're getting introduced to kind of the mechanics of the game where we have to feed on souls. We were a vampire, now we're a wraith or like a banshee type of thing, pretty much. And so we're gonna need to refuel our gamer fuel here, and then we're gonna see another glitch coming up here in a second called the breakout glitch, and specifically a breakout glitch double crouch jump. So there's a lot of names for tricks in this game. I hope y'all are taking notes. So we're gonna do the breakout glitch right here, do a little bit of platforming, trying to skip some of the ledge grabs right here, and then this is gonna look not quite right. Just like that. And so normally you can only do one crouch jump, but with that tech, you can do 2. Can you? You're way better explaining breakout. Can you explain what's going on there?
Yeah, I got you. So basically, like with the glyph menu being broken, it's kind of like the whole game. If you hold it's different on the remaster. It's just a trigger, but with it, it's 2 keys, and it puts Raziel in like a pseudo first-person POV. And you can get it where you have the glyph menu open in that. You're not supposed to be able to. And it does this weird thing where if you jump after closing that while holding that pseudo POV, the game still thinks you're standing even when you're in the air, so you can just jump again. And you can do all kinds of weird things. You can do like double crouch jumps. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of other spots where we can take, it's basically animation canceling.
Yeah.
And a lot of your movement in this game isn't physics-based, it's animation-based. So when you alter his animations, it alters the way he interacts with the world, and it leads to some nonsense. So in this tutorial, we're getting introduced to the concept of shifting between realms. PT, would you care to explain kind of like how this kind of gameplay system works?
Sure.
I think it's really sick.
So I'm going to do the really simplified, watered-down version for all the Legacy of Kain lore heads that I worked with in the past. I am so sorry we are not paying attention to it. Think of it kind of like an underworld and overworld type of dynamic, where in the underworld, you're doing wraithy things and you're killing stuff down there, but then in the overworld, you're kind of out in the quote-unquote real world, and that's where the actual vampires and stuff hang out, because you're not a real vampire boy. You're still growing up to be a vampire boy, but that's why they threw you in gamer hell, because you were too hot to be a vampire boy.
Exactly.
Now you're a wraith boy.
Too much free will for one's own good, yeah. If you grow bat wings, it means you have free will.
Correct.
Aware that in the spectral
Very, very
You're allowed to be
That'll
hot,
be on
but
the
the wings
test.
make you too hot.
Exactly.
Yes.
It stands as
And so we're going to do another really funny, this was cracking up PT in practice earlier. You can do the breakout glitch on the door opening animation, which causes you to have free movement, but the door opens, so you just waltz right through.
I am convinced that Raziel just needs to get his steps in.
Yeah, he has
all.
places to be. He's
Places to
got
be.
gamers to throw into hell. It's great.
Correct.
Okay, this sequence is really complicated, so I'm going to throw it to ACrispyTaco here.
Yeah, I got you again. So basically, you get to this ledge, and that ledge right before where the enemies are, there's a cutscene trigger, and it extends up, but it doesn't extend far enough up. So what we can do is just double breakout jump over it, and then they're chilling, having a good time, while you can
Do a PS1 classic of a box puzzle.
yeah, on unsuspecting vampires just having a meal. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna activate a tutorial on explaining how to use the block while it's crushing them, and it overlaps them. So you skip a whole tutorial cutscene.
can be moved.
I took that a little slow because I'm still a little bit nervous, but you can do that a little bit faster. But if you're not careful, you can trigger the wrong cutscene, and then you have to fight the vampires there. Now we got the teleflip coming up, so this is where things get nonsense. So we're gonna go for time stop here again. I'm gonna be quiet for just a second. Pretty good. Do you want to explain what a teleflip is?
Yeah, so when you're doing a time stop, the game kind of like stores your position. So if you jump over to a block, deactivate time stop and reactivate it, the game still thinks you're there. And that makes it really weird when you try to flip the block. Because the game doesn't know where to put you, it just shoots you out of bounds.
What? So that almost could have been really, really bad. I try to do a setup to avoid going that far out of bounds, but you have enough coyote time to make that. So that could have also, I mean, my fingers are shaking now a little bit after that. And then we're gonna do another door walk animation thing, and now we're going to our first warp gate. Okay, so we're past like the early game gauntlet, so I'm, this game is really hard. I will just put it like that. But while we're here and just kind of walking through this tunnel, we got time for one quick message if you'd like to read one, Bobby.
Absolutely. We have a $25 donation from Comfy Panda that says, Pumpkin Jaxler, survivor of the Torment Nexus, an absolute legend. You know I had to donate for my favorite speedrunner. Can't wait to see you destroy this Soul Reaver run.
Thank you so much. We're going to be doing a really silly strat. So this is like the easiest cutscene to skip in the game. You can just do a crouch jump over it, even in like a glitchless run, but we did a glitch double jump right there in order to get over it. And then coming up here, we're going to be doing another double crouch jump to like skip a combat section here, I'm gonna ask for a little bit of quiet time while I set this up because I need enough height here in order to get this to work. So if I don't get enough height, I'm gonna slide against the wall and I won't get up and out of bounds here. So we crouch into here. First try, nice. Okay, we're over the wall.
Nice.
And then we need to go back and forward. So we were talking earlier about the way that loading zones work. Because it's kind of like a seamless world, when you cross over a certain threshold, it will cause the next area in the progression and any kind of adjacent paths you could take to load in. And so if you don't hit all of those in order in the right way, you will be stuck in unloaded geometry, and it's very sad. So this is what I like to call the magic mile here. There's going to be a lot of cool uses of the breakout glitch to either do double crouch jumps, or we're going to phase through this gate here in just a second. Just like that.
Yeah, for some reason with gates, it doesn't have an opening animation like the door. You can just walk through it.
I too desire to walk through doors that I don't want to acknowledge.
And we did, there's a spiral staircase there, but I did a double crouch jump. And I actually manipulated one of the enemies to do like a dodge step away so that he'd be out of the way and give me more time to set up the breakout glitch. And then in the spectral realm, certain cutscenes don't trigger. So we're gonna go ahead and use this to kind of refuel our HP. And then right here, we're gonna do another breakout glitch right here to do a double jump right here. And then angle myself this way to get up and over here. That skips a door and a long cutscene. I don't think we mentioned it as well. The teleflip we did saved like 2 minutes of an unskippable cutscene. We'll talk about more properties of time stop later, but bunch of really fun double crouch jumps here. So while I'm doing these, Bobby, you have time for another donation here.
All right, we have a $5 donation from Damon Viking that says, I have many fond memories of Soul Reaver from watching my uncle play it when he babysat me and my brothers while my parents were away. He would send my brothers to bed and I would watch him get through the puzzles as he put on a Romanian accent while talking about the game. It was a core part of my childhood, and seeing it on the big stage makes me so nostalgic. Thank you, Jaxler.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're getting towards like the critical mass point of the run. We are going to sequence break to get what is technically an optional ability or upgrade here. There are these glyph spells that you can unlock that are really nice for combat. The first one in the game called the Force Glyph, casually not very good. Really not that useful, but it's very cheap to use. So in a pinch, it works. We're going to get it before it's intended, which is after the first boss. So we're gonna do a little bit more movement here. And then I'm gonna take this a little safe. So we're gonna land in an unloaded tunnel right here. Watch me. And then right here, we're gonna do this puzzle. And then after I activate the last bit here, there is a skip I can go for here where it's there's a lot of frame perfect nonsense in this game. If I pause the game on the frame that I walk into this pickup, I can save and quit, and I keep the thing with me. So we're trapped right now. We're soft locked, essentially. But when we save and quit, we go back to the gamer dimension right at the start, and we can use the fast travel warp gates in order to get around here. So again, this is frame perfect. If I don't hit it, no worries. It's like a 15 to 20 second time loss, but I will ask for some quiet time here in just a second when this game lets me stop hurrying up and waiting. I was late by a frame.
So close.
All good. So while we're saving and quitting here, Bobby, you got time for another quick message.
All right, we have a $50 donation from Koa Libri that said, I had to get up early and sneak past my sleeping children to catch this run. I played Soul Reaver back then in 1999. It was one of the most defining games of my life. I played it so much that I still know the dialogues by heart. Thanks to Amy Hennig for creating the story, thanks to Jaxler for running it, and thanks to all of GDQ for existing. I love you all. Greetings from Austria.
Much love, much love. So I have to apologize to you because I am about to ruin your childhood here. So
Damn.
It's time for, I said this in the interview earlier, I would argue that this is a top 5 speedrunning glitch of all time. We're about to go do what, we don't even have a fancy name for it. It's just called the flight glitch. I'm not gonna be able to explain how it works just yet because the movement through here will be a bit tricky. We're flying now.
Oh.
Sometimes you fly. I'm still convinced that's called the Kain gritty. It is. He's doing partial gritty. You're not going to convince me otherwise.
All right, and so we're doing this sequence of flying here to essentially think of this as like the first Zelda dungeon. We're skipping so many block puzzles.
It's really crazy because this glitch does not work in the remaster, so there's so much stuff I have to do to get to this tunnel. It's still out of bounds and really cool, but like this glitch is just sick.
Another thing to note too is just like the movement all over without the camera actually being behind you is wild.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm having a weird audio glitch go on. This is something that happens with this PC port sometimes where the audio engine gets kind of bugged out. There's weird stuff going on in the background here. So, luckily though, we're gonna do a save and quit after this boss fight. So I will this makes it more likely for things to crash. So after we do this boss, we're gonna do the save and quit we would normally do in the route, and then I'm gonna relaunch the game because I don't want the game to crash. This is Melkaya. He's quite the face.
Which
and
face?
This is the first of our bosses that we would see for all bosses. We're gonna do a little bit of a manip here on this boss, but Ruby, this is your first time seeing this game.
Yeah.
And now you've seen the flight glitch. Mm-hmm. How are you holding up?
I have so many questions, but I'm going to save them until after this boss fight's done.
No, it's all good. We're chilling here for a bit. There's like peak fiction happening right now.
Gotcha. I mean, I guess the biggest thing is a lot of the jumps that you were doing earlier were really tight.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it's like very generous with some of the ledges, because there were definitely a couple times where it looked like you were going to hit the ledge and fall, but it kind of like bumped you up. Are they kind of forgiving, or are you just the god?
They're pretty forgiving. There's good coyote time. Yeah, I would probably say there's good coyote time. And some of the geometry is actually bigger and more forgiving than the textures would make it look.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense. So,
as Jaxler goes into this fight, just a heads up for everyone too, at the end of each boss, it is going to be a flashing light warning.
Yep.
It is the blinky poos. Please protect your eyeballs and avert them if that is going to be a lot for you.
yeah, so there will be like this soul thing that pops up. So we're doing a manip here where I move in a very specific pattern to get him to operate his way over here as quickly as possible. And then we're going to be next to him. He's going to want to try to attack me. But I have baller dance moves. I don't know, something. Something
power
good
of
footwork.
turning
I don't
left.
know. I was going to do a bit and then my brain exploded.
You have the power of turning left because he can't turn left, and
Yeah.
that's why you win.
He's like a semi-truck.
I was going to say he's like Zoolander, but okay.
Yeah, dealer's choice. And then we're going to go put him in the contraption after this. So the way all the bosses work is that every time you defeat a boss, they give you their soul, which is kind of like getting a Zelda dungeon item, essentially. So you could say it's a Zelda game or a Metroidvania. Pick your poison. Either way, it's going to piss off some of the fans of this game, and I'm so down. But we're going to go ahead and turn Melkaya into a fruit smoothie, for lack of a better term. Like we said earlier, there's going to be kind of this flashing lights effect. And once you hear like this ominous like elder god voice come in after each boss, that's when you can look back at the camera. So while this beautiful set of fireworks is happening, Bobby, how are we doing over there?
We're doing great. We have this $256 donation from Moradin saying, save the animation frames, save the animals. That is referencing the next run, Path of Exile 2. We have 2 bid wars, save or spare or kill the animals. Spare is winning. We have the character name and the incentive to fight Yama the White. We have a little bit under $18,000 left to get that. We need to get that in the next hour. So come on, y'all. Be sure to select that incentive when you donate. And we have a $10 donation from Frankie Stein for Hollow, just saying it's 5 a.m. at the Pillars of Nosgoth. Best of luck, Jackson.
All right, so we're going to do that save and quit, and then like I said, because I'm having this audio engine bug, it happens sometimes when you try to do the flight glitch too quickly out of like certain breakout states. It's like very rare that it happens, but unfortunately marathon luck. So this will just be like a quick, like, I'd say like 30 seconds that we'll have to quickly reboot the game here, so.
When we were watching in practice, we decided that the end of that boss fight is seasoning the cast iron skillet, except the skillet has teeth in it, grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, why don't I boot up the game?
Sorry
about that,
Playing
y'all.
the game is a good starting point, yeah.
I almost just like muscled memoried back to start new game. And then because that cutscene is so long, I would have had to hit the Alt F4 button. So now that we've dealt with our first boss, we're headed off to encounter Kain for the first time. So there's 2 Kain encounters. There's one in like kind of the early game. And then, so really enough, we're kind of going along with the intended boss order here for a little bit. And this is where we're gonna see some really cool stuff with the flight glitch here, if I can get it, where in addition to getting uppies, there's something I can do called wing pumping, where when I tap this glide button after, I never even explained the flight glitch. That might be.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
So here's what we're doing. So I'm doing the breakout glitch and on the spell that I unlocked from that sequence break. That's causing me to spin around really fast. And then because we interrupted that animation, the game, to do that fast spin, the way they programmed it, is they just upped Raziel's animation speed. But because we interrupted it, now that animation speed buff applies to everything we do. So and it can cause certain animations to play with a negative speed, which means it plays backwards, including going up instead of down. And then right here, we're skipping a fight by being in the spectral realm and flying through that door. That was a little close.
Yeah, that was really close. That's a lot tougher than it looks.
Yeah, so the seam that you need to hit in order for this room to load is inside of that door. So if you don't do it right, you'll get through, but it will be an endless sea of aquamarine, like Skybox. It's beautiful. And by beautiful, I mean it's just a solid color. And then right
That can
here,
be beautiful.
depending on who you ask, some people like shapes and colors. And now we made it to peak fiction. Let's go, shapes. Incredible. Never change, crowd. Never change. Yeah, so this is peak fiction, peak music. Something I really love about this game, too, is just Kain. Like the voice acting, the voice direction. We had a donation kind of shout out the person who wrote this game as well. Like, you need to play these games. We mentioned as well, there's a remaster for both this and the sequel that is really, really fit. It's pretty much like built on this original version with some modifications.
It's super, super close to the original.
Yeah.
Just to give a little bit of context while we're in this, and then maybe we'll give some time to Bobby for some donations.
Yeah.
The remasters are also done by Aspire Media, but also with the help of a lot of the fan communities out there.
Yes.
So shout outs to fan communities doing the good work of like mods and updates and all that stuff, because your kind of work helped make things like Legacy of Kain 1 and 2 remasters happen.
Possible. Yeah.
So cool.
But how about them dollars?
Yeah.
We got some. We have a $20 donation from Shobu James that says, donating in honor of my brother Levi, who loved Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver and who defined my childhood by playing video games with me and introducing me to the world of metal music. Ooh. Cancer took him just under a year ago. Thanks to the entire GDQ community for everything you do and everything you stand for. In times of rain, it feels comforting standing under the roof everyone is built together. Keep fighting the good fight and keep yourselves healthy so you can keep fighting.
Thank you so much.
Good call.
Oh my goodness.
Call
Can we
out.
get a round of
Thank you for your
applause for that?
donation. Yeah, seriously.
Oh my goodness. So I want to just briefly take a second to explain this fight minute because it is so funny. So weirdly enough, the main antagonist in this game, Kain, is by far the easiest to deal with from a boss fight perspective. He will always spawn in the room opposite of where you're standing, pretty much. So if you go to the same spot every time, he'll teleport to the same spot every time, and you can just poke him in the gut over and over, and it just makes me giggle. It just makes me giggle. All right, so as soon as we load in here, do 2 camera flips right there in order to get my angle straight. Something we didn't really talk about as well. Yeah, no, we're just gonna, you can see we're just kind of looping them now.
Also, a heads up, the Soul Reaper is like the worst flashing lights part.
Yes.
Yes.
We're good for a second. But yeah, no, it's literally just, that is just the first Kain fight. There you go. A lot of effort, very cool. But yeah, we need the Soul Reaver here desperately. So this is our next like Metroidvania upgrade that will give us some access to some new areas. It very much works like the Master Sword in a lot of Zelda games, where at full HP you have this weapon that is in its true form. It does a lot of damage, but you take a hit and you lose it and you gotta go heal up. So it's going to be really important for some of the things we're going to be doing. So not taking damage from really difficult to avoid enemies is a big part of what makes this run really hard, especially when we're trying to fly past them or try to set up a flight glitch while they're trying to claw at me. But yeah, flashing lights warning here for now for a little bit. There will be a spooky ghost lady. Once you hear her talking, you can look back at the screen. But for the time being, Bobby, the floor is yours. You got a minute here.
All right, we have a $5 donation from Anarchy that says, Jaxler, what a run and what a runner. Jaxler, you are an exemplar member of the speedrunning community, and you constantly embody what it truly means to be a speedrunner and a good person. You pour so much passion into every game you run, and Soul Reaver is no different. Cheers to finally escaping the tournament nexus, and keep being you.
Thank you, Anarchy. You're
We
a
have
great friend. I appreciate that this game has cutscenes, so if I need to cry, I can cry during when not gameplay is happening.
Oh, trust me, we're speedrunning the tears here.
Yeah.
I can see all these.
Someone else can get cry percent. Thank God.
Flashing lights warning is over, by the way. But there's going to be a ghost. What's Ariel's deal again?
Oh, she was the original Balance Guardian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Creatures come to taunt
And then Kain was like,
Kain was supposed to sacrifice himself at the end of Blood Omen, and because he didn't, she's now bound to the pillars.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Those are words strung together in a sentence.
I know
Yeah.
the lore.
That's like actually the lore. Like, I
Yeah.
thought we were going to like do a bit of like, oh, let's just tell them the wrong lore. But no,
I thought
that's
you were
actually-
legit asking
I
me.
mean, we
Yeah,
could
no, I
still-
was. Well, no, I was.
I
And
mean,
then-
we could still tell them the wrong lore. Like, we could say that she's a special character in Baldur's Gate 3 or something.
ghastly past.
Is that Shadowheart?
It might be Shadowheart.
One and the same.
I'm not sure.
Am I always?
Kind of looks like Cortana. I could be confused. I'm not.
Zombie Cortana is crazy.
Zombie Tana actually kind of hits.
Sacrifice.
All right, so
Pillar of balance.
fly stop. So
Its course.
first time we're going to see the combination of the flight glitch and the time stop glitch. These used to be mutually exclusive because you can't cast spells during the time stop glitch. But we figured out a way. And it has to do with kind of how you activate the super speed state. So I'm going to be doing a flight glitch in a second and then setting up that fly stop. But essentially, the super speed glitch has two phases. Canceling the spellcast animation, and then taking that step forward and spinning around, and then you have your super speed. So what we'll be doing is essentially priming it, getting time stop, and then activating the speed glitch. And that will allow us to fly with the ability to not have to watch cutscenes. And that's going to be really important for our first fly stop of the run, the Seraphim Tomb cutscene skip. So, Chris,
Also want to point out like
Yeah, go ahead.
how hard that actually is, because if you get too much like upward velocity, you can shoot like out of bounds upwards, and then it's just the run's dead.
okay, we got time stop like third try, nice. And now you can see that we have flight in time stop. So, all right, focus time here for a second. Silence will be appreciated. Okay, great height. We're gonna do that right there to cut some of our speed. Go through that hole in the gate. Hope it doesn't crash. Didn't crash. Go through the door and we're in there, baby. Let's go. Sweet. All right. So if you don't do that quickly enough, it can just kind of explode. That'll happen. Time stop can, if you don't do it. I have to give so much credit to the community behind this game because they brute forced like so much time stop related stuff over the years. And if you do things the wrong way and set up like stored values the wrong way, crash. It's just like, nope, go boy.
Another thing that's really cool is like any seam, whether it's loading zones, you could do a time stop.
Yeah.
You can do time stops all over the place.
There's some really questionable seams that you can do them off of.
Oh yeah.
And I've done some of those before.
Oh, we'll see some later.
Yeah. Speaking of questionable things, can you talk about the manip I'm going to try here on this mini boss?
Okay, so this guy can be a little bit annoying, but Jaxler was messing around with it and found out if you go on the ledge over here, it kind of baits out the attack, but he's far enough away where he's not going to hit you, and then you can just swing on him.
It got.
And it's like basically free.
It got.
That is so hard.
Yeah,
That
he's
is
really
so
good.
bad. You're like units away from him to bait out that attack. A little bit of a flashing lights warning here for like 10 seconds and then we're good. But now we're getting like my favorite upgrade in the game, telekinesis. We have Kai blasts now. We can hit things from range and it's cool and awesome and I love it. It's worth noting as well, we're not supposed to be here yet. There was another boss we were supposed to do to get the ability to climb up walls. But why climb walls when you can fly up walls?
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? This is really important because we'll want to go back to that second boss with this telekinesis upgrade. And then right here, I'm going to intentionally go into the Spectral Realm early because the kind of, oh, I fell in water, I'm burning alive, or burning dead, I don't know.
You had it.
Something like that. It's slow, so we're skipping it. Thank you, Ledge Grab. I almost beefed that so hard. And then we're going to be doing some more flight chains here. And then there's a really sketchy room. Generally speaking, again, because you have to do a spell cast for the speed glitch, you can't really do the flight glitch when you are in the Spectral Realm. It is pretty much a Material Realm exclusive thing only. So in this room, we get to do a couple of really cool breakout double jump glitches here. But I got to be quick here because those guys are like coming right for my neck. So, okay, we got through both of them first try, awesome. And then I'm gonna attempt to breakout glitch off of the phase change state right here. And then we're going for another fly stop. This is actually, so I actually discovered the fly stop thing by accident when I was like messing around, trying to find like a teleflip somewhere or something. There's gonna be this area overview cutscene. This is normally like the third dungeon of the game. This is the water temple. That's all you need to know. So we're gonna open this door because we're gonna do fly stop. I'm gonna go ahead and save real quick. All right, so here we go. Need just a second to focus for time stop. Okay. And then we proc the flight glitch. And then we're flying through this tube. I'm gonna fall on purpose so I can reset my height. Okay, good. Okay, so, hold on. We lived. Okay, if you fall into the water while you were in the time stop state, it is a soft lock and you have to quit and reopen. At least until you get this next ability. So, this is a cool dungeon where the end is right by the beginning. So, in basically every category, whether it's glitched, glitchless, no major glitches, you just skip most of this place. It's awesome. Yeah. I know that NMG Route has a really funny way of doing this bit, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like Tex, like shout out Tex, by the way.
Yeah.
Who runs no major glitches but keeps finding glitches. Like Pascalite in the remaster wouldn't be a thing without him. He just keeps finding things that he's not allowed to do.
We love Tex in this house.
Yeah, Tex is great.
All right, and now we're at Rahab, who has he looks so funny. He
Be
looks
nice
so
to
funny.
him.
We were saying some pretty
I think she's coming around with me. That he's cute.
I didn't say he wasn't cute. I agreed.
We got to work on the gums a little bit. But.
No, his gums look like a full pack of extra. Like
Yeah.
it's my boy is out there chewing it up. Derogatory.
He ate, parentheses, brush your teeth. Oh, but look at his, like, forehead.
No, he's super cute. It's just his gums are going
He
through
doesn't
it.
have hair, but he looks like he has a receding hairline. Like,
You're not gonna come for his hairline like this.
yeah, I'm sorry. It's not even, it looks like it's eroding, not receding. Like, it's bad. Like, it's bad.
Listen, I'm trying to make I'm
Harry,
trying to pay attention
I
to the
wasn't-
banter, but all I'm seeing is just
Oh yeah, he's always in a
This
perpetual state of doing
roach
Russian
movement.
crunches.
Just
If he
every
had
single
abs,
cutscene.
they would be rock hard. Unfortunately, they have deteriorated. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of stretching his back out. Y'all thought I was playing. You thought those were jokes.
Before I tear your
They were talking about his forehead, and now I'm just like, you noticed the forehead
There's a
over
whole
the
lot we
teeth.
got to unpack here. Like, oh my goodness. So the way that this fight works is, part of the reason I joke about him in this way is he's allergic to sunlight. So we have to bring in the sun in order to destroy him. And so I'm going to be going for some quick scopes here on, I missed again. We recovered. Okay, so we try to get as many of those as we can with the Soul Reaver telekinesis projectile, and that should be the last one. Perfect. So
Still faster than me.
yeah. So the thing with the Soul Reaver is you have better frame data on your telekinesis blast attack. Like you can just do them faster, as opposed to when you do like the Eye of Agamotto when you don't have the Soul Reaver equipped. So I'm sorry, I like saying Eye of Agamotto. I don't know why that's like a vocal stem in my head, but it is.
Flashing warning coming in,
Yeah.
by the way.
No, yeah.
This one's not as bad, but yeah, 5 seconds and then you're good. We're good. I think. Nope.
No, my God.
how dare you?
I'm really good at this. We're gonna do another save and quit. But before we like, toss it. So we're going to do something really, really funny. You know how I mentioned earlier that you can't normally do the flight glitch in the spectral realm because you can't cast spells in the spectral realm, right? I was lying. So we figured out recently a way to bypass that restriction with very specific setups. And we're going to be doing one here on our way to Zephon. So while I'm doing the movement up here, CrispyTaco, would you care to explain to the people what TSA pre-check is?
Yeah, love to. So essentially what you do is you have to prime the flight glitch before going to the spectral realm. And I just learned this, so I might get a little bit of it wrong. But basically if you prime it and then you walk through a warp gate to the spectral realm, you can activate a spell in the spectral realm which you shouldn't normally be able to do, so you can fly in the spectral realm, which should be impossible.
So we prime it, go through the warp gate. The reason I call it TSA pre-check is that kind of looks like a metal detector if you squint. And here we go. This trick has another name too, but producer did not like that name, so we're gonna call it TSA pre-check. How dare you? Sorry.
Sorry, producer. We love you, I promise.
Sorry for party rocking. So while we're doing this movement chain here, this is a little bit tricky, but I don't need quiet time. So Bobby, if you got anything you'd like to share with us, now's a great time.
Yeah, we're a lot of the donations here are Jaxler tiers %. So here we go. We have a $15 donation from Vane saying, "Let's go, Jax. You are such a big, big inspiration to me. What you represent is so important to the speedrunning community. Keep doing what you do. Much love from everyone on the back couch." And we have a $5 donation from Blackheart Wings saying, "Jaxler, these past few years of knowing you and having you as a friend have been such a gift. You're awesome, and GG on surviving the Torment Nexus." And we have a $25 donation from Professor Birch saying, "Jaxler, so absolutely proud of you, bud. Anyway, Bergie."
Burgies?
Can we get a $5 Bergie train? That would just make me smile so much. I love Bergie.
But what if...
Bergie. It's Kirby, but a burger.
What if Twitch burgied again?
What?
What if Twitch burgied again? You had to be there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not a ball knower. I'm sorry. Anyway, so Silence Cathedral, very vertical level. So let's talk a little bit about different verticality flight glitches. So there's a bunch of button inputs that I'm not even going to bother trying to explain to y'all because, frankly, I just let the DNA of my forefathers run through me and guide my hands, and I can do the flight glitch. And so, yeah, no, we're built different. Parentheses, the people who found all the glitches. So, depending on how you time all the button presses, you can either get a high upward velocity or kind of a more gradual. And for this section, we want high vertical so we can get up quicker. But in other places, sometimes if you have too much vertical, then it becomes a bit harder to control and you're bonking in the ceilings and stuff. Also, this is going to be very funny later. And then we're doing another fly stop
It's
here.
just so aggressive because you're just like random dweeb in a quarter. So anyway,
It's just disrespectful.
Gonna need some quiet time here for this next bit. Actually, if you want, CrispyTaco, you can talk about like exactly what this is for, specifically.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, like I said before, like the fly glitch doesn't work in the remaster at all. So what he's doing, I wish it did. I really wish it did. Is he's pretty much skipping everything. There's a bunch of puzzles. There's a bunch of like turning on air currents to fly up to the boss. He doesn't have to do any of that. He's skipping through all of it. And because he has time stop, he's also skipping through like a cutscene where these two enemies would come down. He's skipping through that and just going straight for the boss.
Hole in one, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
In the remaster, we have to do like 2 block puzzles, a couple other puzzles, deal with spider dudes, and then when we turn on the air current, we can kind of do our own pseudo flight glitch that only works with the air current being on. So it's way longer and way more annoying.
I guess also
All right,
heads up
I
for
did this for
scooters.
you, by the way. I reset super speed going into this cutscene.
Oh, yeah, look at him go.
And look at it. Look how fast his idle animation is.
Oh yeah, he's getting those
cruising and
crunches
cruising.
in. He's gonna be so ripped by the end of this cutscene.
Oh my goodness! Look at him go!
Work
He
it out.
is speeding up.
He is. He's getting hyped. Look at that. Observe that hype.
Bro's
Oh wait,
getting
time
those
out.
V
We have to.
twists in. Oh
I
my
want to say we're relaxing a little bit. Relaxing.
I don't think he's
We're in the
black.
cooldown. No, we're in the cooldown section. You got to do cooldown set before you do your next big set.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, true.
All right, so breathe in,
Breathe in.
breathe out. Well, that felt really good.
Yeah,
I should
I'm
do,
gonna
I should
go.
do
We
that
should do that
more.
more often.
Yeah.
You gotta love the vibes. Vibes-based speedrunning at its finest. All right, so how this boss fight is gonna work. Normally, the way you're supposed to progress the fight is have Zeph on here spike his claws into the ground, and then you can swing at him. But because we have telekinesis, the hitboxes are always active, even when they're like up there and we're down here and he's the sheriff. Sorry, I had to. And so we're gonna snipe him in advance, and then once we do that, we can kind of just automatically have him like. So the way that you deal damage to him is quite strange. He's gonna lay a zombie vampire spider egg, and then we're gonna light it on fire and throw it at him. And because it's a Zelda boss, you have to do it 3 times. So that'll be cool. So I'll take a quick second here just to make sure that I don't take a hit. Having the Soul Reaver means all of these claws will be destroyed in 1 hit instead of 2. So I need to. There's a chance he hits me if I'm not paying attention right there. So. There we go. Okay. And so now he's going to. And then I can just stand right here, steal his child.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, it's a little. It's gore of my
Gross, but,
discomfort
like,
character.
The late 90s animation and audio, it's so good.
It's everything.
It's amazing.
It really is.
Just like the vibe of the game, like that's why I feel like the remaster for this game was so effective. It's timeless. It just is. You know, the block puzzle might be, can be a little much sometimes, but it's like this scratched my Zelda itch so hard, like as well when I was playing through this for the first time, and then oops, he's on fire.
Eyes up.
And so,
Uh-oh.
okay.
Well,
Has that happened to you previously?
No, that is a first time.
I didn't know it could crash there.
I didn't
I was
know
gonna say, I
either.
feel like we all just learned something today. I was about to talk about the PS1 experience because you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's the block puzzles and a spider dude. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that tracks.
So here's the great thing. We basically killed the boss, and this save will work to get us to the rest of the game. So we're just gonna continue from this save. We basically
kinda
killed
works. It's
it.
fine.
Yeah. Swag.
Swag.
That was just, that. That was an intentional time save you didn't tell us about. I see what you're doing there.
I mean, I could go back and kill, but I would like to keep us underestimated. So
We saw you kill him. He counts.
Yeah.
he counts. If that crash is reliable, then maybe we should allow that.
Legacy of Kain speedrun Discord are currently in shambles.
That would be so funny. But now we're doing Duma entrance fly stop. This is a really difficult strat. A lot of moving parts going on here. So I'm going to be doing this off a pretty tricky seam to get time stop off of. This is all meant to skip a 2-minute long lore bomb cutscene, as well as a bunch of this final dungeon here with Duma. Come on. It's doing the thing again. There we go. Okay. CrispyTaco, can you talk about what this fly stop and sort of the way we're going to be breaking this in this category?
Yeah, so not only are you going to be skipping cutscenes with this, he's also just flying over everything.
Yeah.
But because of the way he's entering the area, he's going to do a little thing where he can just deload the blast door. So what you originally are supposed to do is you have to go in here, turn on the gas, hit a lever, and then it blows off a door. But now he's just going to hit the gas, turn a lever, and the door's just going to be gone because he deloaded it, and it's just way faster.
Here we go. And we're out of there. And this is a necessary sequence that we need to do in order to fight Duma.
Back to the crunches.
So, yeah, no, he's doing the thing again.
Back into him.
He's back in the building again.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get torched.
I love this nerd so much.
He's just looking up there, and he's like, uppies, and then he gets lit on fire. It's great.
Yes, it's so good. It's so unnecessary.
But that's why it is so necessary. Okay, so this section, hopefully you'll get to see how powerful that wing pump. So every time you see me kind of pull back and then move forward again, that's me chaining this glide button to build up even more speed than what you start with. And then, whee, into the cutscene we go. And then this is another. We were. Thank you. PT was talking about earlier how like platforms move in and out when you go spectral versus physical realm. But what if you could fly?
Yeah, you could time swap, or you could simply go up.
There we go.
See, for us, it doesn't look as cool. We just have to do a breakout double jump. and we get up there.
Exactly. And I mentioned as well, because all of your movements are tied to your animation speed right there, your fall speed is just faster as well. So it's like you just activate super speed and then just drop. And so I'm going to be doing a little bit of a weird sequence here. Actually, CrispyTaco, would you mind taking over for me here?
Yeah. So he's going to be doing like priming the flight glitch again, because when his animation speeds up, it makes all animation speed up. So it's actually just super, super fast. Like normally it's slower, you have to pull these spears out of Duma, but because his animation is so fast, it saves I think 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's
doing it
actually
normally.
pretty significant. So he got spiked. So this boss is so funny to me because, and we were talking about this in an interview when we were talking about Mushroom Men, where the little simple things are way more complicated than they appear. This is probably the hardest fight to get to do fast. There's like a big tightrope walk that we're going to be doing with this guy, and so it's going to look like I'm just walking, but I am locked the heck in, trying to make sure he does not ruin my life because he is a meanie. Sorry, I had to go through my Rolodex of like insults.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
He's a jerk.
So would you care to explain, CrispyTaco, the manip that I'm going to be doing here for Dumas?
Yeah, basically, as long as you keep him within like a certain range, he will just continuously run after you. What you don't want him to do is kind of like pause and punch the ground. And if he does that, it's really easy. You just jump before he hits the ground and he won't stun you. But if you get too far from him, he'll just run right back to where you found him in the boss room. If he does it well enough, he'll never hit the ground or anything, but it's really, really tricky. It's way trickier than it looks.
I'm gonna purposely wait till we get to a good spot to explain the entire reason why this fight's happening.
The corners are usually the most tricky part because he can take a weird path. And then if he gets too close, he'll do that little slow walk right there. We're trying to avoid that as much as possible, too. He almost did it right there, but I managed to react in time. Every time he does a Doom Fistal, it loses like a couple of seconds, so.
Hey.
Yeah, see what I mean? Sometimes he gets caught on the corner.
Still, it's so good you only got one so far.
Yeah, and then usually once you get to this tunnel, you're good. Sometimes, depending on how things go. This is I would say it's like above average Duma. Because even though we did have the one Doom Fistal, he's been giving us not a lot of slow walk speed, stuff like that, for example.
Yeah, like this is pretty good.
Yeah, so the whole
And that's
reason
the fight,
the whole reason he's chasing you is because he wants to try and Doomfist you, stun you, and then essentially drink your blood in quotations. We're gonna put that in really heavy quotations.
Yeah.
But that's our juice box, not his juice box.
Exactly.
So he can get jerkied instead.
Or he could get lit on. He could get turned to ash and dust. That could also work too. Have you considered the nuclear option, for lack of a better term?
I was gonna say, have you considered being cinders?
Yeah.
There you go.
So that was our last boss fight before the final boss. This is where things get a little tricky though. All of the hard, crazy stuff starts to happen from here. It gets harder and harder as the run goes on. We used to do a quit and reload to escape here because that cutscene is still there. But we're going to go for something called the Duma Reverse. We're going to exit out the way we came with one of my favorite teleflips in the entire game. And I'm going to, we're going to do a flight chain for a sec, set up fly stop just to make it a little bit more optimized. And then, so once I'm setting up time stop, Crispy Joe, if you wouldn't mind, or CrispyTaco.
Your name is Crispy Joe now.
Yeah. You have to change your Twitch handle.
Sorry.
Change everything.
Yeah, update it.
So basically, I just learned about this today, but this is a really, really hard time stop. It's probably one of the most precise. I've tried to put it in the remaster, and it's really, really difficult.
Second try?
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Okay. It's super hard in the
It is very
remaster,
hard. I got very lucky there.
But he's
And
gonna
zoop!
he's gonna teleflip, and then he's gonna fly to this used to be impossible because you can't actually deactivate the glyph menu.
That's fine.
But he recently found out, Jaxler, that if you just submerge yourself in water, you regain the ability to close out of the glyph menu and reopen it. So it's no longer a soft lock, which made this fast exit possible.
There we go. Okay. That breakout glitch right there likes to be a little bit finicky, and then as long as we go over and past this one thing, we should be good. Nice. Okay, we hit Duma Reverse Live. That's so sick.
Let's go.
Oh, because this run is invalid, should I go for the evil strat for the culture? Do I go for full hyperspeed?
Yeah.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, the run's invalid anyway, so I will get the warp, though, before I go for it. So there is a warp here that I can grab. Unfortunately, because of that crash and because it's not in the save file and the flag isn't there that I killed Zephon. Unfortunately, this is kind of like a run invalid type of thing. But like fundamentally, it's like, in the spirit of the run, we're still kind of good. But we're gonna grab this and then I'm gonna do a save and quit and then I'm gonna give this one try.
By the way, the Torment Nexus donated $10 and said that crash wasn't me this time, I swear.
Well, then who was it, Torment Nexus?
See, I'm used to this game crashing on me. Okay, time to set up fly stop, and then I will probably shut up for most of this. Like I said, only going for this once, for the culture. Okay, so we got time stop, and then CrispyTaco, the floor is yours.
Oh man, I don't even I've only seen this once. I don't remember how crazy this is gonna be.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's basically everything you're familiar with, but at hyperspeed.
Yeah, so normally he's gonna do a telestab and then he would do a pause buffer to kind of interrupt another telestab to just kind of.
This is a game crash.
Oh.
Maybe I can save this. So the nice thing is that I got that warp. Okay, we're not gonna go for the fast version now. That was my one attempt.
Well, the basic trick is just you're gonna pause buffer to interrupt the telestab to kind of just get yourself through the texture of a wall.
Yeah.
Then it's you just go normal from there, don't you? Just time stop fly glitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So we're just gonna do the regular version at regular speed, but I am still gonna set up a fly stop or set up prime the flight glitch so that I can fly through another section. Should make me up like 20 seconds, so that's not as big of a time loss as it is, or normally would be. Thankfully, I'm so glad I got this warp.
It's already a really, really hard trick, but then doing it with the animation sped up makes it
impossible.
It's really, really
I will be going
hard.
for MPB attempts from now on, but
good luck.
I'm a psycho.
Good luck.
So
So, Crispy, you've mentioned a couple times things that you're not able to do in the remaster. Other than the cutscene skip, what time saves over the original game do you have with the remaster?
Oh man, I don't really think any. I think if the fly glitch worked in the remaster,
yeah, remaster would just be better.
It would just be better.
Gotcha.
Just with a cutscene skip alone, it's over 10 minutes faster than the OG.
Wow.
But if it had the exact same tech, it would just
good. Okay.
It would be crazy.
So we're gonna do a pause interrupt here on this one. That should work. That pause input is frame perfect, I believe. We got third try there, so that's pretty good. So that gets us through here. There's so many block puzzles. Imagine Ganon's Tower, but with block puzzles. That's where we're at right now. So we go 1, 2, 3. So every time you cross a loading plane, it causes weird things to happen with the coordinates you have saved. So good. Okay,
that one's really hard.
That's the scary one. So every time I'm doing one of these telestabs, essentially what I've done is stored the fact that I am standing next to an enemy so that I will try to stab it. So we can do this and do a double, just like that. And then right here, now we're gonna proc that flight glitch and then do some wing pumps right there. And then maybe the most diabolical time stop setup I have ever discovered for this game.
Yeah, this one's stupid.
So the seam is the edge of this cliff. Got it. Okay.
Wow, you got that really fast.
So now what we're gonna do is a similar thing where I kind of, he's looking weird, but this should still work. What was that?
He was facing the wrong way and Jaxler was bothered.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and there we go. And then we do a telestab right here, And now we got this flight chain, and ACrispyTaco, can you take it from here?
Yeah, basically,
Please, help.
I got you. Because we have time stop and fly glitch enabled, we're just flying down this. And normally this hallway is just a really long cutscene after cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. But because like it's already going to be super fast fly glitch, but with time stop, it's just none of the cutscenes activate, and we can just fly right to the final boss.
Yeah, so this is going to be our last bit here, Bobby. If you have anything you'd like to plug or have read, now is the time.
All right, absolutely. We have a $5 donation from Siru that says, SR2 mod here. Glad to see Soul Reaver finally entered the GDQ scene after a decade of speedrun strat development. Good luck, Jaxler, on the run.
Thank you so much. Shout outs to the Soul Reaver 2 crew. Y'all are, I love you, but I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
And now the Jaxler tiers percent $10 from Metroid Crime saying, I'm so glad that you were one of the first people I met at my first SGDQ back in 2023. Appreciate you a ton, bud. You're so cool, and I'm glad you finally escaped that Torment Nexus. And if you want Jaxler to have happy tears, donate and put towards the Yama the White incentive for Path of Exile 2. We have just about $16,500 remaining for that, and we have to get that met by the end of the next run. So please select that as your incentive.
Yeah, so welcome to Peak Fiction, aka the opening cutscene to Soul Reaver 2.
Yeah.
So this is where like all the cards are put out on the table. I'm not gonna go over like what's being talked about here because I would really like you, yes, you, the person I'm pointing at through the video feed thing. Please play the remaster of this game. It's so good. You get both this game and Soul Reaver 2 remastered. It's such a good deal, and they're so fun.
They are.
They're so fun.
It's a good time.
We have a giant long cutscene here before doing 3 inputs to defeat the final boss. So I want to take this opportunity to give some shout outs. I want to give a huge thank you to the Legacy of Kain series speedrunning community. I'd like to give personal shout outs to Vectes and Tromboncino, who are 2 Italian runners who kind of really helped me to learn a lot of this stuff and like were really helpful in Discord. You know, during the interview, I was kind of talking about the fact that with a lot of these smaller communities, if you just show up, then people are going to be so excited and really want to help you. And those 2 people in particular really kind of took me under their wing and helped me figure stuff out. So huge love to the 2 of you as well. I want to shout out basically anyone who's ever run any of these games. If you're interested in meeting some more of us Kain speedrunners, or just want to meet more fans of this series, we have a community Discord. You can find a link to it on speedrun.com for any of the Legacy of Kain games. If you can't find it, just shoot me a Twitch whisper or something. I don't care. Just at me on Blue Sky. I don't care. Just help me help you, okay? And, you know, just shout outs to that whole community. They're freaking awesome. Shout outs to y'all for being on my couch.
Thanks for having us.
This was so fun. Thank you to all my friends who donated are in the crowd right now. Y'all are the best.
Yeah. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Oh my gosh. And I just want to thank GDQ for giving me the opportunity to show off this game. This has been basically my co-main speed game for pretty much all of 2025, and it has taken I don't want to say taken so much out of me, but it's just like this game has kind of pushed me to my limit as a speedrunner, and I'm so grateful that I got this game put in front of me. I want to reiterate as well, again, the only difference between someone like me up here and you is just the fact that I put the hours in, okay? I hope that if you get anything from this week, that all of these cool runs and games, that's something that you can do, and people will be really happy if you joined them along with them, okay? So if not this, check out any of the other games we got going on this week, because there's going to be some really cool stuff and really cool communities that would love to have you, all right? So with that being said, don't start with this one. Start with the remaster, please.
Yeah.
We were talking about this. Soul Reaver 2 Remastered actually is if you're wanting to start with the Kain series, start with Soul Reaver 2 Remastered.
Yeah, any percent Soul Reaver 2 Remaster is really, really easy. You can probably like learn it in an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then it's
that's
just
kind of free.
if you want to like start speedrunning, that's an amazing
It is a
entry point.
great 12-hour challenge game. It is
Yeah.
great.
How long is the any percent run
Like
for that?
12 minutes.
Yeah. It's really, really short.
Yeah, and some of the glitch tech, like Time Stop and Breakout Glitch, carry over into Soul Reaver 2 Remastered, but they have different properties. But you're going to have to check out one of those runs instead. No spoilers. So this is going to work similar to the original first Kain fight, where as long as we hold still, he's going to spawn in the same spot every single time, okay? So we got 2 more hits. Time is going to be on the final hit, okay? coming up on time here. So it's gonna look like he's over there, but actually no. Now he's over there. Now you see me, now you don't. Oh, I got like a weird interrupt in my, did you see that? Like,
Yeah, that was
it interrupted
really
my
weird.
jump and it saved me time. Because you can't attack while midair. All right, last hit is coming up. Gonna need just a second to make sure I don't, you have a pretty tight window to get up and over to him and then smack him, but time will be on final hit. Get ready. And time. $58.29 with whatever that.
Yeah, that
situation
crash was
had.
wild.
So, had that not been a Zephon situation and that crash, that would have probably been a 57. So for context, record is 56.20 something.
Oh, that's yours.
So that
That's
was
free.
really good.
No, that's so free.
Yeah.
So yeah, I pretty much did all my shoutouts already. If you want to see more runs of this game or any other weird, obscure stuff, you can find me at twitch.tv/Jaxler1. I'm going to be working on this category more. I'm going to try to get the fast going through the time zone thing that we were talking about, and then I beefed it like immediately. Going to try to put that in a run. 100% for this game, also rules for this too. But yeah, that's it for me. Follow me on Twitch, Jaxler1, Jaxler SR on B-Sky. Enjoy Path of Exile coming up, everybody. Thank you so much!